Hello, this is Sunil Manji, Principal SC at Cloudera. I'll be doing a rapid demo of using Cloudera Machine Learning, SparklyR, to read from a Hive ACID table. Pretty simple. So I already have a Hive ACID table created. I did that through the data warehousing data service here. I'm going to go directly into machine learning. And here's my workspace, Sunman CML. The first thing I do in my project is I want to switch up project settings. So CML has the concept of engines. Click on project settings here, and by default it uses the ML runtime. For this demonstration I'll be using the legacy runtime, and I'll create another video on using the ML runtime. Should be extremely similar experience. For now I'm just using legacy. So you can see I already have that selected, so I'm good. The next thing I'll do is go directly to my project. We'll launch a session. I believe I already have a session up and running, so I don't need to do that. And I have a session up, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. But to create a new session is pretty simple. Click on new session, you're ready to go. And in this example, I'm going to click on my code. And the first thing you'll see is that this code I mostly got from the website, Cloudera Docs. And where that is right here. You can see that it's Docs Cloudera Machine Learning, Cloud Import, and this is the example. So I'm using this code here. Let's go back. I'm taking that code. I've done the following things. First, I want to make sure that the location of the Hive warehouse assembly jar here, a Hive warehouse connector jar, is in the correct. It has the correct location. I like to use this this relative location or a link instead of the entire the library version, because it's just easier, because the library versions may change. So I don't want to be pot committed to that, and you'll see that in just a moment. So first I click on terminal access, and I go cd user live. Okay, and from here I'll go into Hive warehouse connector. Okay, so you can see here that I have a couple of files, and the one that you'll see that has the versioning is -148. I don't like to reference that in my code. I like to reference just the actual symbolic link. And you'll see this. Why? Because you'll see that the warehouse connector actually has a symbolic link. So in your code, should remain static. Just use that location. So make sure your code has been updated to reflect the warehouse location, which is under SparklyR jars default. Everything else in the code I kept the same. The other thing is I do have an S3 location. That S3 location is for where my managed table is referenced, and so your CDP environment will have its own S3 location. And then from there, I'm going to simply go ahead and run the code. I have made my table is called demo, and so I made the change here to reference the table name. I believe in the code or in the example here in the docs it uses foo here and foo external. So don't really care about that. Here I have a table called demo, and it's an internal managed table. And lastly, you do need to run this particular run this once, install packages SparklyR. In my example, I have already done it. So I'm going to walk through this, and first I'm going to disconnect Spark, the session, because I've run this code once already. So I'm going to disconnect. Now it's disconnected. I'm going to run the following lines of code just to walk through it. So here it'll just run, set a couple of configurations. It'll make sure that it reads, pulls in the assembly jar, and then also referencing my S3 location, and then creating a Spark session. I'll go ahead and click run lines here on top. This will take just a moment. Now that you can see that my session has been created, I have the green bar here. That means we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and read the table, demo table, and do a collect. Let's run those lines. And that's it. So you can see that it read the Hive Managed Table demo, has a single column in it called column or CL2, and then the column value, the row value is hello. So I was able to successfully run a demonstration of using, within Cloudera Machine Learning, SparklyR, and reading a Hive ACID managed table. Thank you. Hope you found that helpful.